What's up, everybody? It's your boy G the Predicament, back with some coaster news today, as I'm sure everybody is talking about what's going on in the coaster world. So today, this morning, November 2nd, we got the announcement: Six Flags and Cedar Fair are merging to become North America's largest theme park operator. And let's just say the internet has been buzzing with a lot of people having a lot of opinions about this. And everybody knows how much I love coasters and theme parks. So, of course, I had to drop in and give my opinion on this as well, because honestly, I'm gonna say I have some mixed thoughts about this. I am a longtime Cedar Fair pass holder. I do try to get out to the Six Flags parks, and most coaster enthusiasts, as we call ourselves, we have a pretty strong opinion about how differently the parks are ran. So this announcement really has come as a shock. I mean, the two companies have been rivals for a long time now, and this new company that they're going to merge will still go under the name Six Flags. They will still be traded under the NYSE ticker fund, which is what the Cedar Fair stock is listed as right now. I think that there's a lot more to be said about what is going on right now. So I did do a little bit of digging. As a shareholder, I was able to get into the conference call and get a few notes from there. There was a lot of numbers being thrown around in the early part of the conference call, right after the announcement. As we all know, Six Flags is property-wise the larger company. They have a lot more properties than Cedar Fair does. However, Cedar Fair does a lot more attendance. Their parks have a higher revenue, higher attendance. Overall, like I said, in the coastal community, I think the Cedar Fair parks are just overall is seen as being ran better. So I think that raised a red flag with everyone to know that we would be going under the Six name. Hopefully that doesn't mean we're going to get parks like Six Flags Kings Island or Six Flags Cedar Point or anything to that nature, but definitely going to be interesting to see what happens going forward when you see two rivals with two completely different business models who are coming together to make one company. One of the big things that I took away from the conference call is that Richard Zimmerman, the CEO from Cedar Fair, said that this was actually going to be a good move for Cedar Fair, as it would give them a chance to operate properties outside of where they operate right now. Actually, that is something that I had put up here. If you actually take a look at the operating maps for the two parks, there isn't very much overlap between the two. There are a couple areas where they do have parks that are kind of close together within a few hours range, but nothing directly on top of each other where I feel like they're gonna like cannibalize each other. So I think that is a good thing. So it's actually going to bring a bigger variety, just an overall larger footprint for one company than the two that were kind of competing in two different places. Cedar Fair does have two parks in California, where Six Flags already has three. California's Great America is a little close to Discovery Kingdom. Again, California's a huge state, though, with a huge population. I don't think that there's going to be much overlap there. The only parks that Cedar Fair owns in Texas are water parks, the Schlitterbahn water park. So again, no overlap there. There's a Dorney Park is a smaller Cedar Fair park. It's kind of close to Six Flags. I think I say Great Adventure and maybe Six Flags America are within a couple hours drive from that park. But again, that's a smaller park. But there was never really a Six Flags option to compete with Cedar Point, Kings Island, kind of in that area. They don't have a park in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana. They used to operate a park in Kentucky, which is now just Kentucky Kingdom. Lost the Six Flags branding and was purchased by another company. Fun thing though, I did notice today, being a Cedar Fair stockholder, I took heed of how this announcement was going to affect the stock, and Cedar Fair stock actually took like a 3-point hit today, like a 3% drop. And SeaWorld, on the other hand, had an increase of 4.71%, and Disney also had an increase of their stock of 2%. SeaWorld has been on a major rebranding um, with the whole Blackfish incident movement, if you will, and stepping away from animals and more into the theme park territory, building more coasters. They've actually, SeaWorld Orlando has built a new roller coaster like every other year for the last, what, 4, 5, 6 years. And then also Disney, because of Universal building their entire new theme park, the Epic Universe. Disney is planning to, I think they're planning to put $80 billion into their theme parks as well, for upgrades and stuff like that. So um, it's kind of funny to see how everything will play out, with the competition. A lot of enthusiasts, not so much analysts. Analysts aren't worried about it, but a lot of enthusiasts are worried about where this will leave us. Only having the one major company in North America that runs all our theme parks. Would it be more of a monopoly? Will they increase prices? Since it's going to be a better value, since there's a lot more parks. I mean, a lot of that is still to be told. They also, again, have very different business models when it comes to what they build. Six Flags has always kind of been known for building cookie cutter type rides where you see the same ride model or exact same ride at multiple parks, where Cedar Fair has kind of always went for individual uh, rides that fit that park, not so much the clones. So you never know. Maybe we could see some types of coasters that haven't appeared at Cedar Fair parks appear there now. As Six has their own relationship with the different coaster manufacturers, just like Cedar Fair does. We've seen RMC single rails appear at Six Flags parks before we got one at California's Great America. Six Flags also worked with RMC first, so Six Flags has always kind of been, a bit on the cutting edge, where of course Cedar Fair has had the bigger, taller, faster mentality when it came to Cedar Point. um, but also I think they've been very mild with their installations, with things that are like B&Ms that'll be more accepted by the public, not so much as they did in the 2000s with like Maverick and Top Thrill Dragster and things that were more innovative, if you will. But again, that's a whole other side of the coin. And let me guys know what you think about all this. I'm really curious to think how other people feel about the merger, and if Six Flags will take on more of the Cedar Fair way of handling things inside the parks. How will this affect things going forward with our coaster installations? Six Flags has had a lot of problems with perfecting their business model. We'll put it that way. They struggled a lot in the last 2 years, attendance being down, revenue being down. They had a new president. He made a lot of remarks that left a really bad taste in a lot of consumers' mouths when he kind of spoke about how he didn't want the parks to be there to be babysitters, and how he wanted to keep the riffraff out the park and raise prices so that the pretty much the poor people couldn't come there. So I think a lot of that may have had something to do with what we're seeing right now. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about all of this. How do you feel about it? Will you be renewing passes for 2025? Will passes for 2025 even be affordable? Will they have like a regional pass? I mean, there are so many different options and so many different ways that they could go now. Cedar Fair, with most of their parks being on the East Coast previously, you know, I don't think that most of us, myself included, who have like the all park passport, you probably go to a handful of parks. You maybe go to three, 4 parks. Out of the entire chain. But now that you're adding in a lot more parks, like I said, the value goes up. Will we see a lot more people traveling to Six Flags Park? I would love to see if they keep the numbers separate, just so we can see if this merger helps the Six Flags Parks in attendance increase. Because I think that a lot of the Cedar Fair pass holders are loyal, and they will now give those parks a chance. The Kings Island pass holders may go to Six Flags America, which is closer to them, or you know, for myself personally, I'm right. Cedar Point's like my home park, but I'm close to Michigan Adventure as well. I have been to Six Flags in the Chicago area. That's close to me, so if that's included in my pass, I might go there a little bit more. So um, definitely going to be interesting for the next couple years and to see how everything goes. But again, let me know how you guys feel about this video in the comment. Let me know your opinions and your thoughts on how everything is going to go, or what your expectations are coming forward for the next couple years from Six and Cedar Fair. Just a quick update, just wanted to get that off my mind, and just kind of speak on what was going on. It was just some really big news. It's the end of the season just ended. We're all sad going into winter and the regional parks being closed, and then boom, we get this big news today. So definitely something to keep us talking for the next couple weeks. So all right, everybody, y'all have a great rest of your day. I'll see y'all later.